Go.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my bullshit. It's Raz the Runelords session 54. Previously, you were finishing up your travel across the land to get to and through Turtleback Ferry to investigate the the mysterious cut communication from Fort Rannick. However, the one thing keeping you and your little guide party from getting all the way to Turtleback Ferry safely was a gigantic spider that you all did battle with and managed to come out pretty okay. Now, I think I can take you one or two. I think back here for now. You shush.
I know me and Artanis were getting ready to sneak off into the town while the others went back to rest.
True. Oh yeah, one or two. Oh gosh, that's a quiet one. Got how quiet that was. Right, okay. So, actually, I think at this point, I could probably shift you all over to another map.
Map changes. Always fun.
Since you did make the rest of the journey, right? Or did we cut it directly after the attack?
I think we cut it directly after the attack because I remember I paid this guy to keep them at the edge of the forest and watch over them while me and Artanis stealthed in.
So you still have like half a day of travel or something like that.
Oh, I thought we were already there.
Oh, okay. Got it. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That seems like bad clip. Attacking me like that.
Yeah, because I paid him to watch over the others so they could heal up and rest while we went into town.
Okay. So little bit of transference. There you go. And now, I can show you a new map. Welcome to Turtleback Ferry. Certainly a small place. But still good for trading and such. To be clear, Turtleback Ferry does sit a ways away from the forest edge, so Artanis and Crimson, you would be out for a bit of a walk before getting actually into town.
That's fine. I wouldn't want to go into town anyways. My idea is to skirt the town, like, walk through, like, if there are farms, like, here on the map, use the farms as cover, and just see the vibes of the town. Like, do a lap from bottom to top, just to see if anything suspicious is in town. I do not have plans to enter the town. I'm scouting from the borders.
Understood.
Well, I'm gonna be following Crimson's lead here. I don't think there's any reason why Artanis would have to make his way into the town, especially when his diplomacy is at disadvantage, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I also put my bow and arrows back into my bag of holding.
Okay.
So for this, okay,
yeah,
nice. So for this time of day, we've been traveling basically the entire day. So is it like closing in on evening now?
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of orange in the sky.
Okay. So still good enough to, like, read a piece of paper, like, out in the open here, but...
Yes,
like,
I would say so.
It's long shadows. Got it. Okay.
Not yet considered nighttime.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
How do you want to skirt this, Crimson?
Go through the farms. Use the farms as cover. Look from the outside in.
So is Turtleback Ferry actually, like, getting closer to water level the more in we go, or is this relatively flat?
No, it does dip down. All of this area is very close to the water line, while, you know, there's a bit more of a hill here, and these are a bit higher up.
Okay, cool. So we at least have a pretty good vantage point if we really do stay up near the farms.
Correct.
Okay.
It's not excessively mountainous, but it is higher.
Okay.
You do walk uphill going, you know, this way.
Okay.
Would you like stealth? Because I'm actively trying to remain unseen.
I will
Yes.
also
absolutely.
Follow that lead.
And I do have my hood up. And I'm keeping my eyes and my ears out for anything suspicious. Any odd movements, anyone, who doesn't look in place for a village. Things like that. Odd goings on.
Okay. So 22 and 27 staying pretty far away.
I think for myself, the closest, just for reference, the closest I would get to town would be like the middle of this second farm. Like if needed for a better look into town.
Okay.
If any point you would like perception time, roaring to go.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So I guess we should start off from the first point in perception. And
Yeah.
Let's see what we can.
So you're probably taking a peek at like this sort of section, maybe into the little main square and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Another thing I would be looking for. Sorry.
Ooh, that's not
Go ahead.
Is specifically, and can I, before I ask this question, can I ask a secondary question? Can I see the world map once more, please?
How world do you want your map?
The surrounding areas that we were on previously. I just need a peek at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a whole new world, please. On a magic carpet ride, preferably.
Okay, so there's that one.
I just need a little pixie doodle.
Yeah. So that would be bottom right.
Okay. I was just checking to see if something was on the map or not. It's not, so then my question does stand. Unless I just can't see it. Near Turtleback Ferry, I would be looking for whether like across the river or around, if there's anything from, moonlight. I would be looking for anything that gives the vibe or look of a fort-like building. Unless Fort Rannoch isn't an actual fort.
Yeah, you can keep out as you get closer. I guess I'll take a nearby collective perception check from you for looking for that fort.
Sure. Looking for fort roll.
Looking fort.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what you you might be having a rough day. A 1 still is really good for me. Even if it's a nat 1.
Okay, so, I mean, approaching, you've got your 20, and you're looking, keeping your eye out in the area.
I know the note said that they would have conquered Fort Rannoch by the time the letter was received and the invitation was to come to Turtleback Ferry. So my assumption would be that Fort Rannoch is either near Turtleback Ferry or perhaps across the way, like the river of Turtleback Ferry. It has to be close if the invitation to the evil person is basically saying come to Turtleback Ferry.
Well, while you're in the fields leading up to Turtleback Ferry, you can't really say there's a fort. There's 1 or 2 stands that you can see that probably just help the farmers keep track of things. That's about it. Didn't really seem to have a fort on your way in, even across the river.
Got it.
Let's bring us all back. Place the audio once again.
You can set maps to have specific audios auto-play when you load them.
Yes, I can, but I didn't do that yet. I'm actually going to do that now. Crimson, go ahead and get your,
general town vibe check. Perception.
Yeah, get your town vibe check going.
Town vibe check. If I don't see any fort, I was gonna ask this, but I feel like having a second roll probably makes more sense to tackle in not only looking around for anyone suspicious, but if I don't see a fort, if I would also kind of adjacently be looking for any presence of I don't want to say military presence, but guard presence.
Well, yeah. Okay, so 26 and a 29. It's the evening. You see a few people around town, walking around, some handling their boats on the dock. None of them really seem to be super excited and chatty. They just kind of seem to pass on their business. The behavior itself doesn't look inhuman. It still looks like human behavior, but they're very German, it seems. Haha, funny. You also passively note that while the sun was out and the sky's orange, they were getting covered by rain clouds in various parts of the sky, and it seems to be moving in. but that's about what you get from your view over here.
Daryl, smells like rain. Looks like rain. Could use it to get closer to the town.
Yeah. Perhaps you can help me. How tall are these buildings?
Probably no more than a single story, maybe 13, 14 feet at the peak of their roofs.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad. But still, it's at the top of a hill. So I'd imagine that if I were to step up here and kind of hide behind the chimney to hide my profile, that I would still get a pretty good view, like out in this direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd certainly get a better look at the far side.
Okay. I think I'll voice my plan to scout from up there to Crimson. And see if he can help me get up onto the roof stealthily, and I can help them up too.
I think better that if you go up, I'll keep skirting around the town.
Alright.
Just so that we don't miss anything.
Okay, sounds good then. Approaching the house, do I hear anyone inside?
I was gonna ask the same thing, like, dude, are there any lights on?
Okay, well, as you approach, go ahead and make a general perception check. A people check.
People listening.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, you can hear a family inside, probably having dinner.
Okay, so they're kind of preoccupied.
A little bit.
I'll try to climb onto the roof stealthily, if that's possible.
I'll give him like a little boost, the whole hold hand out to him for him to step on and boost.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there a climb stealthily? Probably not. But I'll see if it has any rules for that. No, but I can make it up.
Random question, how many family members? How big's the family?
All you can tell from your perception, because it is a cursory perception, is that there are multiple members. It is not one, it is not two.
Okay.
If you pay closer or take longer to perceive, then you'll probably suss out how many there are, but for now, there's an average or big family in there.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to use the quote-unquote accelerated climbing modifier for the DC. So
Oh, jeez. I might just do a straight jump check if that's the case.
okay, fair enough. either way, it may make some noise. Up to you, and then of course you would get a bonus for getting boosted.
Okay. Yeah, all right. If I think it's still gonna make some noise, I think I'll try to time the jump, because when you're listening to a conversation, you can kind of tell when multiple people are kind of chiming in. Even if you can't hear the words or understand the words, you can kind of tell when people are chiming in. I'd like to time the jump in that timing is the intent.
Sure.
Okay, so here we go. And I'm just going to be adding Crimson's ranks, right? That's how we decided to do it?
Ability mod and rank.
Ability mod and rank, okay. And I'm going to go with Acrobatics, Crimson.
Alright, so ability mod and rank, so you're adding an 8 to that.
That's a 42.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Crimson, you hoist him up, and Artanis finds an easy foothold, and, you know, there's places to land, and you all had perfect momentum in this, so there's not really a fall so much as he just sort of is up on the roof.
Perfect. I guess I'll take my time searching and keeping an eye out for suspicious people. I think my first priority would be kind of scouting ahead to make sure there's no patrols awaiting Crimson when he skirts the town this way.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like a perception check or some other check?
I'd like a perception check.
Alright, use your perception check.
Okay. You don't see a whole lot of patrols. Some of them stand guard, like, near the ferry. And you can see one or two, at least within view, guards roaming the streets. One of them is near-ish.
All right. I'll signal to Crimson, number of fingers, and point in the direction of the guard that I see, just to give him a heads up, and then I'll continue just scouting about. So,
Okay.
At least he's aware.
Yeah.
And I would continue kind of moving like this way-ish to get a kind of like broader view of this area.
Right. Okay. You can give me a perception check.
Still looking for the same, looking for anyone out of place, looking for anything, anyone unusual. Maybe if there are farmers in the field this late, if they seem normal. Because you never know. The last time you all were in big farmland, you got attacked by like 17 ghouls.
A good old Hambly farm. 26. Yeah, there are probably a few farmhands coming back from their fields at this point. And again, a small handful of people coming in through the other roads to get back to their, abode. But otherwise, not too much looks out of place.
Okay, I have a plan formulating.
Well, good.
Do I spot that patrol that I imagine, yeah, Artanis with the finger, he pointed out the patrol. Do I spot the guards in this area?
You do, yeah. But by taking your different direction and the stealth you have, it's not really a problem.
This road, is it directly into, further, like, open field, grassland, or does it go into forest woods?
This path would go into other fields, and then, the grasslands, or I guess plains beyond it, and eventually back to a forest. Though as you look more northward in that direction, it does clear up again to the other side of that stream.
Okay, I'm gonna begin moving
River.
that direction towards wherever is like the most vegetated. Where's the rain at? What's the status on the rain?
You've been careful, you've been slow, and keeping watch. The clouds definitely cover most of the sky at this point as they've been rolling in, and both of you passively notice little drops on your skin. And it's kind of a chilly rain.
All the better for my plan.
All right. I'm listening.
Well, that depends on what you do in the time when the rain comes.
I am specifically going a bit out of town to a nearby area of vegetation that isn't farmland, like a grouping of bushes or trees or maybe more wooded-ish areas, and I'm specifically waiting on rainfall.
Okay.
I'm finding a position, waiting for the rain to start coming down, while keeping an eye out on the road if anyone's coming back and forth.
So I will say on the path out to the fields and such, doesn't quite reach the forest edge. There are different outcroppings of, a tree here and there, with some less tended to vegetation around it, so you are able to hide there.
And then I just wait.
Wonderful.
I think having scouted the town center, I think I would like to kind of inspect Building 6. It seems to kind of stand out the most from my distance.
absolutely. Go ahead and make me that long distance perception check.
Okay.
Yeah. 40. Pretty typical. A low ball.
That's around the higher end of my checks now.
I'm joking.
What we got?
Well, so like 700 or so feet. 40. Yeah. Okay, so you're looking upon Building 6, and you kind of recognize it's more wooded and open structure. This looks like it has some of the same hallmarks as the Ilsurian Church of Erastil.
Oh, okay. So it's a temple.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so that's a temple.
Definitely a temple. Looks most likely to be of Erastil.
Sweet. I'll mark that down. All right. Good to know. Okay, I think after having noted everything between 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, and 6 now, I think I'm kind of keeping an eye on seeing if there's a lone individual who looks like he has some sort of authority or pull, and kind of looking back and seeing if Crimson's gonna come back.
Okay, so you're looking for like a leader or an instigator type authority?
I think I'm looking for... Okay, I guess I'll finalize my search onto individuals who don't look like they belong in the fields, or like they don't look like blue-collar workers. They look like they're up to something else.
Okay, I can work with that. Yeah, go ahead and make that perception check.
Okay.
Specifically looking out for unconventional individuals.
Okay.
Aside catching a glimpse of a few non-humans, they don't seem... They seem pretty blue collar, just sort of going about their business like everyone else is.
Okay.
There really doesn't seem to be a lot going on in Turtleback Ferry at this moment.
Okay.
The rains do start to pick up, though.
I'm wondering if we're missing the foreboding MacGuffin coming in over our heads because we're paying attention to the people. But Artanis will wait for a little while longer. I think the moment low light vision starts to fail me, I'm gonna like climb down and look for Crimson, because I think at that point, I think the risk is real. Holy shoot, maybe something jumped him or something.
Okay, well, Crimson, I will say, as you're paying attention to the rain, it does start to become, it does start to pick up. But it kind of settles. It doesn't seem to want to turn into any kind of raging storm. It just is there and is making everything really dreary.
Okay. So I think once it starts picking up and I start getting more than just like a drizzle, it's not a downpour, but it's not a drizzle.
Yeah.
Okay. When the rain starts coming down a bit heavier than a drizzle, and I'm in my little my little space, I am going to, let's see, what is it called? I'm gonna quick change. I'm going to put my vigilante outfit inside out and throw on the nobility clothing that I have underneath.
Okay. That sounds good.
And once I am, like a bit, not drenched, but when I'm adequately covered in rain, I kind of grab the collar of my my noble's outfit and kind of raise it a bit above my head and start doing like a jog into town, like I'm someone who got caught in the rain and I'm running into town to find somewhere.
Sure. You do that. Oops, not that. Are you coming into town through here? Through the same road?
Yeah. That's why I wanted to go way off, and I was paying attention to if there was anyone on the road, so I could look like, like a newcomer coming into town.
No, as far as that, you definitely saw the last of the farmhands coming in.
Got it. Perfect.
But yeah, you begin making your way in, which I'm sure Artanis, looking back to check on you, would notice. You do spot Velcro suit. Two individuals walking next to each other hurriedly, as well as another individual kind of just walking normally, sulking in the rain, because there's rain. And it's about now that you notice that these people, and Artanis, you notice that most everyone you've seen so far seems to have, some good, strong layers on them as far as clothing. So it seems like the residents have been dealing with this rain, whether it's a yearly thing or it's just been going on recently. You obviously have no way to tell without asking, but from where you are, you see two individuals coming around this bend, as well as another individual walking along this road as well.
The two individuals seem like they were in a rush. So I think I would make my way towards the individual who's kind of walking by themselves. Myself, looking like in a rush to get out of the rain. Very clearly not meant for this. I'm in a very nice, red and black, maybe a hint of gold, noble attire. I do not look like I belong in this environment.
Very much so.
And I would make my way to this person and try and politely stop them, or if not, just kind of walk with them and ask, I'm sorry to bother. You wouldn't happen to know anywhere that would have a room, would you?
Right. And and as you approach this individual, you see, first as he notices you approaching, the moist noble gambit. Interesting.
It's my favorite move in chess.
He definitely, this human seems pretty defensive.
Oh, also, I forgot to say, maybe I did forget to say, I got rid of the bonuses. I do not have giant ears anymore. The ears are down. I do not have
Wonderful, wonderful. I imagine that would be part of your quick change. Yeah. Either way, the individual is still defensive. He starts backing up when he sees you approaching, despite appearing very noble. And then you come up and introduce yourself, ask for somewhere out of the rain or whatever, and you can see the grizzled-ish man sort of look at you with an eyebrow raised, not really feeling threatened anymore, but still seeing Soggy Noble.
Yeah, I'm a stranger in a town that he's never seen before.
And he also looks like cursory. He looks behind your shoulder in the direction you came in, and then back at you. And then just kind of, points a thumb to his left. Turtle's Parlor. And then just keeps walking.
I think he keeps walking. I think Alistair tries to reach into his pocket to give him a silver coin, as he's kind of like fumbling around and saying, but he's probably already walked away. He's definitely trying to play up the bumbling noble who just arrived act, who doesn't know where to go. Seeing the man walk away, he'll start moving towards the inn, which you said was...
How mean do I want to be about this?
Not?
The turtle's parlor.
Alright, I'll start moving my way to where his thumb pointed.
Right. Which was generally in this direction. And you definitely noticed that, on this street, they are singular residential locations, but coming to the town center, you can see more busy or I guess businesses. I guess give me a perception check to find the turtle's parlor.
Okay, here we go.
26. Okay, so you look across the way and check out more of the businesses side of things. See an anvil across the way. Another store doesn't seem to have much signage. Over on this side, there's a hanging sign of like a tankard, and right next to you is a painted turtle shell.
I will find my way to the door of the turtle shell.
Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, absolutely. You do this and enter in. Where you are met in the small front lobby-ish area of this taller building with a human head resting in his palm. But as you enter, he looks at you and sees your expensive garb and immediately perks up.
Alistair enters, kind of like trying to do, bringing out the water from his coat. Looks at the man. He looks back at his drenched outfit. It says, "Oh boy, I was not expecting rain today."
My gosh, sir. Yes, come in. It's a lot warmer in here. Well, that sure is a shame because winter rains have come early. May I get you a room?
Oh yes, please. I can feel myself warming up already, and a room would be lovely. Does it rain like this often down here? I'm not quite used to such weather.
Right, well, as I said, we get rains, but they are unseasonal at the moment.
Oh, interesting. Bad luck for me, good luck for your farmers.
Suppose so, as long as the crops don't get drowned out.
So now, about that room.
Yes. We certainly have rooms, and he pulls out a ledger book. Let me see. Right. Many open rooms as he closes the book. With the Order of the Black Arrow not being in town for a few weeks, I haven't been able to fill my rooms. But I can get you a great price for a room at 5 gold.
Alright, first question is he playing me?
What's your sense motive?
I will whisper it to you. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That's funny. Yeah, he's trying to upsell to the desperate Soggy Noble. Though, while he is trying to scam you, he doesn't do it with practice. He's trying to keep his cool, I suppose, with a fair number of tells that you pick up on. Maybe the money is just important to him.
I think Alistair would kind of look at him, still wringing out his clothes a little bit, and says, in a knowing tone that like he knows what he's doing, and would say, he's actually not going to refute the price, but more so he does say, you know, now that is for a week's worth of stay, yes?
He eventually nods his head. Yes, I can take this for a week.
Then he will pay the man the 5 gold in earnest, and say, still kind of pays the gold, probably like working to wring out a scarf or whatever, some other noble schmoble thing he wears, and says, this order you spoke about, your usual clientele, something I need to worry about?
Right. So, as you transfer the funds to the innkeeper, you catch, again, as he's not very fond of deception, you catch that he gives a little bit of a sigh of relief at seeing the gold there. Which he does take up and then writes down in his ledger. And he does hear what you have to say. What would your name then be?
I am Alistair Beaumont. It is good to meet you.
Alistair Beaumont.
And he kind of pipes in and says, B-A-E-A-U.
Yes, thank you. Well, I don't think you have too much to worry about, but we usually have correspondence with the Order of the Black Arrow from up north, and we haven't gotten any word from them in a few weeks.
Do I know anything about this Order of the Black Arrow?
Were you... You were there... No, I don't think you were there for the... the dinner with Lord Mayor Groberus, were you?
Nope.
Well, unless you asked your party members why you're going off, you kind of just think that you're there for who was it? Lucretia.
I mean, like, also, like, I don't know if this would fall, like, if I could argue, despite me not having been at that meeting, you know, an order of a group sounds like something that might be in place within, like, not per se a noble setting, but, you know, if it's military, it certainly surrounds nobility. So, like, maybe if I've ever heard about them through my time as a noble, or other such.
That's true. It wouldn't be local, clearly, as it would be out here.
Well, I was trying to hint at knowledge nobility if it surrounds nobility.
They might have come up in some conversations you have with the other bourgeois. Go ahead.
All right. 21.
21. Okay. I suppose it does feed in a little bit, as you are aware, at least to some degree, of the, you know, holdings and such of Magnemar's sponsorship. You know, we're creating an outpost, we're creating a town, we're sending guards and such.
Mm-hmm.
And you do know that the sponsorship for Turtleback Ferry is a little bit more well known, as it is the most eastern settlement that is sponsored. You would know that the Order of the Black Arrow, as you're putting things together now, yeah, they would have been around here. They would be up at Fort Rannoch. They're there specifically at Fort Rannoch to be the Magnamarian, like, guards, more or less, of Turtleback Ferry. Now, that's not to say that there wouldn't be, like, in-town guards, but Fort Rannoch has its specific duty with taking care of whatever it takes care of. You kind of didn't pay attention to that.
Okay. I think Alistair would simply give a passing, somewhat sort of a, that does sound worrying. I do hope that, everything is alright in town. I'd hate for my stay to be worrisome. And it kind of gives a chuckle to try and break any tension.
He'll give a laugh alongside. If you're worried about pickpockets, I don't think that's all too common, and we do have guards to watch out for those petty crimes.
That is very wonderful to hear. And if he shows me the way to the room, I will go follow to the room.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
The entire time, Artanis is thinking, despite, did you say he saw me walking down? Yeah, he saw me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he watched your interaction, and he watched you walk past, and he watched the disgruntled man go into the little home, not noticing Artanis, because why would he look up? There's a bunch of rain, and it's gray.
It's also been proven that at least when people play video games, developers do not put things up high because players do not look up. Because I'm just having the funny thought of the entire time Artanis is like, oh my god, he's dead. He got jumped. What happened? No, but he saw me coming through town. Okay.
Speaking of, as Crimson has found a lovely bed while everyone is out in the forest getting wet, what are you doing, Artanis?
I'm going to give him like 5 minutes before I basically somersault off. Back the way I came,
right.
And kind of make my way back to the rest of the party.
Okay. It's pretty easy enough.
Okay, so we'll say I make it back to the party.
Mm-hmm. Oops, sorry.
Alright, looks like everything's and get out of the rain.
Achoo! Bear sneezes. Yeah, I still don't feel good.
Yeah, let's get you a bed.
Yeah.
Cece, do we have any herbal tea for Bear? Maybe that'll help.
Oh no, I think if once we get inside, there'll be tea there, and a bed, and hopefully a hot meal.
Well, if they don't have that, I'll at least make you some tea, just to help warm you up from the inside. But for now, let's get going.
Yes.
I look to Drefnarin and ask, is there a place that you lot usually go to once you make the journey through the forest?
Well, I suppose if there is need for resources or rest, we will stay at the Church of Erastil.
Nice.
DC visibly flinches hearing that it's a church.
Do they have nice big beds in this church?
No, it's fairly modest.
I'm a big guy and I really need good rest. So, is there a place where I might rent a bed that's big?
Of course, there are parlors in town. Well, there's a parlor.
Yeah.
The Turtles parlor. There's also Bottoms Up, which is a tavern next door.
I think we're just looking for the food and the sleep.
Right.
Mainly sleep in a bed that's big enough to fit him. So I think the inn's gonna be our best bet. And worst case scenario, Artanis and I can bring you food, but resting somewhere warm and comfortable is priority for you right now, Bear.
Yeah, totally.
Drefanarin, if we find reason to visit the Church of Erastil, will your party be around for very long, or are you going to head back?
Well, things don't tend to strike twice very often in the Ashwoods, but it seems things have been a little bit more active. We've certainly got to get Groff and Shirui on their feet, so we should be here for a little bit while we recover.
That's
no more than a
reasonable.
few days, though.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. And with the weather overhead, seems like traveling doesn't seem to be the most forgiving journey at the moment either. Let's head towards the town.
We face this most years. But yeah, they grab their stuff that they set down to rest and head up the road with you.
I guess we'll kind of just walk in. We can say all 9 of us are kind of just together. Do we come across any resistance, get stopped by anything on our way to like the town center?
You come across one of the guards, but Drefanarin does the dude nod, and they just kind of pass by.
Yeah.
All right. So assuming that our party successfully gets to like the town center.
Mm-hmm.
With no demon spiders. Var's looking for him.
Kind of just check between the tavern and the parlor. We'll see if we can find a bed for Var.
Wonderful.
I guess I'll. I'm wondering if we should just let Cece do the talking.
I can do it. I just need to pay him some money, right?
Probably.
Hey, I'm giant. Attack on Titan.
All right.
I
so
can
do we wanna
hear
pick
the
up-
the senior mint.
Yep.
Do we want to
Senior
check
mint.
the Turtles Parlor first then?
Sure.
Okay, let's check for availability.
Ride horse, ride horse, ride horse.
Eloquent.
Mm-hmm. Very uneloquent. And Ver's skin right now is kind of an ashen gray.
Aw, very sick.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
you're not-
happens
you're not
when
big,
you
yeah.
lose 8 con.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, the dice really hated me for those. But I'm still alive, so
Good shape. You're a beef boy. You live.
I lived by the con. Yeah, I sure did. And the magnificent healing had no small part in it, but any rate, yes. So can we say that we are there now, or?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you can enter. To which the head of the inn looks shocked and a bit flummoxed that there are more new people coming in at roughly the same time as the other person.
Yeah,
Hello.
well,
Hello, welcome in.
Hi.
Um,
Thank you.
Would you care for a room?
Yes, so we're looking for 1 room, 2 beds would be great.
also, what about food? Hot food? Do you serve food?
I'm just wondering if it was intentional that we're looking for 1 room with 2 beds
What,
when there's 3 of us.
you said that Alistar was here, right?
Well, no,
I
they don't.
mean,
We
yes, but
we don't
I
said,
said-
know he's there. To be honest,
Like I saw him go in, but like
oh,
I don't know if he got a room for more than 1.
well, I mean,
And
we
I
shouldn't
would
we
think
shouldn't
that-
assume we shouldn't
Yeah.
assume that he
If
would.
this is his intent, we shouldn't assume that he's gonna share.
Okay, yeah,
Right,
scratch that.
yeah.
She would ask for 2 beds. For two rooms, at least 1 room with 2 beds.
Right. The man does lose a bit of color at acknowledging the tall, armored up tiefling man.
Looking sick as hell, probably actively sniffling at this moment.
Hopefully that reduces the passive intimidation.
Is your demon friend's jaw okay?
My jaw? It's fine. I'm just I'm not really feeling all that well.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
he does need to lay down, and the sooner
Yeah,
we can get
and-
him into a bed, the better.
Food. What about the food?
We
Tell me
will-
about the food.
We will bring you food there, I promise, but right now you need to lay down. That needs to be goal number 1. Sir,
food?
how much for 2 rooms?
Hungry.
1 room with 2 beds. And
Oh,
one
hungry.
with 1 or 2, either one.
I could get you 2 rooms for the night in exchange for 2 gold.
What a big softy. He came down on the price for us.
For 1 night.
Yeah, that's 2 gold for 1 night.
Yeah. But at least it's not 5 gold for 1 night.
At
Any rate,
I
Or
did
I
that
could-
gold for a week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
you
could
got that.
extend-
Fair says no. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Any rate, so yeah, I guess that's fine.
Hold on. Our GM was gonna say something.
Oh, did I interrupt something? I apologize.
No, that's okay. He continues, or I could extend that to the rest of the week for 10 gold total.
Do we look like we can afford that?
I
Well,
mean,
from his point of view, you all have a lot of goods, including some pretty, admittedly beat
magical
up,
things.
but yeah, magical things, and you've got some hefty armor and weaponry. To which he actually does say, "I appreciate that you were probably coming in from out of town. Once you are to your rooms, for the sake of the other patrons, as well as Turtleback Fairy at large, it would probably be better if you did not have your armor or your big fighting weapons on you."
Well, and our
I am just going to stay in my room. I'm not interested in going anywhere.
But like between Artanis and Cece, they basically look unarmed and unarmored.
More or less.
Oh, I think he's directing all his
Racism?
yeah, basically, yeah. There's no other way to put it. He's directing the discrimination basically solely at Ver.
And I'm assuring him that I don't want to travel around. If I could get a meal delivered to me in my room, I won't even leave it.
Well, I'm not sure how they handle bowls and plates, but across the street is the Bottoms Up Tavern.
Oh boy.
The two halflings there would be happy to serve you, I'm sure.
Well, at this point, Ver... where's the room? Ver just takes out a ration and eats.
Did you three happen to come here with a noble? He says, looking like he is putting things together, but also doesn't believe it because look at you three.
Fair.
Yeah, it's completely disparate.
Well, Ver doesn't even mean. Oh, that's a good
One of the
question.
things on your back is literally a skillet sword.
Right, yeah. Let's see here.
I hope that you can understand that our personal travels wish to remain as such, and after the rather chaotic fight that we had outside, protecting the entrance area to here coming from... Oh crap, what city did we just leave, guys? My brain.
Magnamar,
thank you. The pathway that we had coming from Magnamar and defeating a giant spider-like thing that's into my friend. I would really like to make our priority getting into this room. So you said 10 gold, is that correct, for the week?
If you'd like to take the room for 7 days, yes. 10 gold for both rooms, which would be 3 and 4. And he gestures to the hallway.
Okay. So he
okay, hold on. It's 10 gold for 2 rooms, so it's the same rate as...
Yeah. We're not getting... Yeah. It's good. We're good. And I'll pay for 1 room.
And I will
that's by myself.
5 gold.
So let me just take away some money here.
As taking the keys, she will say,
"Oh, 4
I
and
would
3."
be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have in due time. after I have got my friend situated and get some food in his rather demanding stomach right now. So if you'll excuse me, and I will start pushing Bear down the hallway.
You don't really need to push him. He's leaned his form forward and is inexorably going towards room 4
The
or 3.
walk.
3.
While
Yep.
looking to Artanis, could I get your names, please?
Yes, my name is Artanis Belfry. The woman's name is CC Stonetide. And our armored friend is Ver Auden.
You sure is a Verodin.
I don't even know. I don't know what you mean by that. But we did travel into town with Drefinar, and it seems like he may be familiar with the townsfolk. I'll be back. Cece, look after Ver. I'm going to go to the tavern next door and see if I can procure something for her. The hungry belly over here.
Wonderful, thank you. As I'm like I'm like turning Bear to like get him through the doorway. Like, dude. Like Tetris.
Basically what happens is Bear plants his face and then realizes that he's blocking the door and takes his face off and kind of wrenches the door open and then sees the bed and just like pop, and it's all she wrote there. Oh yeah. Wait, I can't sleep with my armor on.
Just
And,
sit up. I'll help you take it off.
Alright. I think I gotta stand up. Stands up again. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
And sir, can I get your name?
Yes. My fine establishment, the Turtles Parlor, is run by myself, Seston Orlandi. Pleasure to be of service.
Thank you for accommodating us. Anything you would recommend from next door? Or anything you would warn against?
Oh gosh. Well, I would probably go for the fish meals. We do have oh my god.
You good?
Yeah, I can't think of a word. We do have cattle nearby, but we are mostly known for fishing.
All right. Fish sounds good. And Artanis is gonna walk out of the inn, basically completely ignoring the rain if it's getting any worse, and kind of make his way over to the tavern. Livestock.
Anyway,
I don't know who you want to tackle. Now we're in 3 separate situations.
yeah, Alistair's having a great time drying off his stuff and lockboxing things. He's all comfy and stuff. Cece and Ver, I suppose, yeah, if you have any RP or such that you need to or would like to participate in, we can have that. Otherwise, you can just get Ver to a nice resting position.
Okay.
And perhaps the heal check for the extra stuff. By anybody who would want to do that. CC, if you wouldn't mind.
Not at all. How about a 21?
Oh yeah, that should do it.
21. That definitely seems very good. How does the heal skill work? Because I know that's part of it.
I think I could be wrong, but I think the threshold is 15 for that, but I could be wrong. Heal.
Long-term care, DC 15, yeah. Long-term care for a day or more. Patient recovers hit points or ability score points lost to ability damage at twice the normal rate. 2 abilities score points for a full 8 hours, or 4 abilities score points for each full day of complete rest. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah. So then, I'm planning on a full day's rest, if possible.
Yeah.
So
if CC is gonna mother you,
cool. That would get me on a good start, losing half of the stuff I lost.
Yes, absolutely. So by sundown tomorrow, you would have, I mean, it's going to be kind of all of a sudden, but over the course of the day, you would get half of that con damage back.
Yeah. Damage. Temporary con damage.
Damage and drain. One of those is permanent.
Drain is permanent, I'm pretty sure. Damage.
So damage.
Yeah. I think it's called temporary damage or something like that. Something like that. But at any rate, so I'm up to 13 again. Feeling better. A little bit more luster in my scales.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel much better, but not.
Okay,
100.
so Artanis, you enter the establishment and you can see a few tables around. There's some like decorative netting, as this is more or less a fishing village first, and such. And you can see a few evening, early night patrons around, and it's not like quiet. It's fairly lively. There's a little bit of music going on with a performer, and there are conversations and a handful of, laughs being shared, but nothing too raucous.
Okay. Could I approach the... I'm not sure if it'd be like a front desk or a bar. I'm not sure which one seems more reasonable to approach, requesting for food.
Yeah.
Rather
you head up. You head up to the bar, and you notice there is a halfling running around with a wide tray full of different foods and drinks, and setting it down on a table of what looks like trappers. And then you look over at the bar where there is another halfling who appears to, when you peer back behind the bar itself, have a little bit of a raised walkway that he can that she can walk around doing her bar deeds. How can I help you?
Hi, I'd like some fish meals. I'm not sure what you offer. I was just directed here on recommendation.
Well, we have a few different fish meals. I could get that all cooked up for you.
All right. Could I get 4 of the? I guess if there's a specialty or a daily special, I'll order 4 of that. With the intent to give 2 to Bear.
All right, dear. We'll get right on that.
Bear doesn't know why, but he gives the thumbs up.
Somewhere in the distance, halfway through taking off armor, thumb just shoots in the air.
Bear and Cece both just look at his thumb, wondering why.
With horror.
So confused.
What has happened?
Some eldritch force making me happy.
Tear, single tear.
Yads! 4 fish and chips. Make it the high quality fish for our guest.
Nice. Getting the good fish.
Absolutely, Barthendy. And after he turns back to the table, finishes passing out the meals and drinks, and then scuttles into the back to get started on your order.
Okay, I'll just wait over here, and I think I'd like to wait towards the darker portion of the tavern, where maybe there's some people, but they're a little bit more hush-hush, or maybe closer to the rooms.
Sure.
And I would like to listen in on conversations where I can.
Okay. You're able to do so, and you see a group of what appear to be hunters and some friends who don't have any hunting gear on. Sorry, say again what you're listening out for, not just, or are you just listening into?
I'm just listening. I'll listen to one conversation at a time, and if it seems like daily ongoings, then I'll kind of focus on the next one. But if one of them's like, oh, the shipment was late, they got killed or something, you know, then I'll listen to their conversation.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. Okay.
$27. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you listen in. Okay. All right. So you're able to listen in. And they're talking mostly about their work, kind of giving some extra info to those who didn't seem to be working at present. There's a bit of talk of how the game is good, but also a little bit more dangerous, as there are more of like dangerous game, wild game, like bears and boars, fire pelt cougars, are becoming more increasingly common.
Okay.
He says, or one of them mentions that, like, he speculates that all of these wild game are getting closer to the edges because of all of the like monster sightings with ogres, trolls, and other worse things being more common. Would you ever cast a glance towards them, or are you trying to like look away and let your ears do the searching?
I guess I would kind of look around the room. So I wouldn't. I might glance in their direction, but it's more like just looking around.
Okay.
I think I'm at a distance where most people would be like, "Oh yeah, that guy's just minding his own business. He's not even close enough to listen to us."
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Intermingled with all of the other information that you pick up from the hunters, there is plenty of talk about how shit and cold and dreary the weather has been lately. And I mean, you can see it on all of the other faces. Like I said, there's some conversation going and a bit of laughter here and there, but people are a little bit down at the moment.
They're all weather depressed.
Basically.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing more than monster sightings and weather depression, I'll kind of reach into my pocket and pull out, I don't know, 8 silver. I'd imagine that's good for 4 meals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, kind of in anticipation, but I guess when the halfling comes back for the food, I'll ask, what's the cost of these meals? I failed to ask.
Let me actually look up. Food and drink.
It comes with drinks? Maybe I'll get a cup holder.
So, that'll be 3 silver for each, making that 12 silver in total.
All right, 12 silver. Here we go. And I didn't catch your name.
Well, my name is Yads Kesker, sir.
Oh, could I get a spelling in the chat?
Yads Kesker.
Yeah, it's Kesker. Okay, it was exactly as how I heard it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it
Yad
is.
Kesker, and the one with the trapping equipment over there.
Sorry? The
Yeah.
patron?
No. The description of the other halfling involved a trapper. Like I imagine for like trapping lobsters or something.
Oh,
I thought
I don't remember doing that. However,
you were talking about some people that were eating, that were trapped.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Was it the patrons? Okay, I thought
Yeah.
the description was for the other halfling.
No.
Yeah, so no, this is the dude halfling. He's running around people, and Mrs. is up at the bar.
Okay, got it.
Mrs. Kesker.
Okay, then I'll ask for the male halfling's name as well.
Oh,
That
that
Yads
would be
is the
Yads.
dude.
Oh, okay, so the male is Yads, and the lady is.
You would have, overheard it when they were saying Mrs. Berthandi Kesker.
Berthandi. There's a name.
Bertha.
Bertha. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I might stop by again tomorrow. When things are a little less dreary, hopefully.
We'll be happy you do.
All right. I'll take the fish meals up to Cece and Ver.
All right.
I was gonna make a DoorDash joke, but then I would be lying, and then my neck would blow up. Except it wouldn't.
How would you know?
I don't know.
Sested welcomes you back and sees you off to your room.
All right, thank you. Does our room have a window on it? I guess. Is the turtle's parlor? Is it 2 stories or more?
Yeah, it's 2 stories. There's often enough traffic from the, actual ferry service to warrant it from non-natives.
Okay.
It's not huge, but, it's got enough rooms.
Okay. I guess I'm kind of assuming that there would be a window that I can kind of just release Athena out through, and Athena can scout the other windows while we eat.
I mean, sure.
I hope there's no curtains, because you're gonna get foiled.
I mean, if we get any open windows, it's information.
Okay, well,
Okay.
Fair.
you make it to the rooms, bringing your plates of slightly soggy and slightly messy food as you made your way from the tavern to the inn. But still very warm, very fresh. Yeah, there's going to be windows on all of these rooms. And they would be openable, so Athena can do their prowl. To which I will say, almost all of the open curtain rooms have no inhabitants. They're vacancies. You see one, or I guess Athena would find one open, not open window, but open curtain with what looked to be some kind of merchant in town to trade or something. And then there would be a small handful of closed curtained rooms.
All right. As soon as Athena comes back, I'll finish chewing on whatever French fry I've got in my mouth, and say, "All right. Well, looks like there's vacancies, a lot of vacancies, but there's a couple of rooms that Alistair might be at right now. It's either this one or this one." You know, just in case things blow up.
Oh, that's a good point. And Cece will take her key to her room, run to the room, unlock it, and as soon as she enters, she goes straight to the window, closes it, latches it, pulls the curtain.
Close the door, and I'm standing there behind it. No. You should have
Close
watched
the door.
You should have watched the door this time, you fool.
Can never catch a break.
Never catch a break.
There's just tests everywhere, and Cece's just constantly failing.
I don't see him coming anymore. I'm not an oracle. Ba-dum-tsh.
I have to finish my comment because I thought of it.
Okay.
Just for that joke, I'm gonna leave a bear trap at the foot of your door next time.
Wouldn't be the first time, probably won't be the last.
I will say, Cece, while the blinds are open, the window was defaulted to be locked.
Oh, thank goodness. At least someone knows. I don't, but someone knows.
Okay, yeah, so you got your locked up.
You got the penthouse and a 2-story inn.
No, that's just the energy that he exudes. It somehow happens.
There's a nice coat rack in the corner that he has his noble overcoat on. It's very
yes,
nice.
of course. But yeah, it's homely. It's not incredible. Exactly. But it's also like well kept for what it is. You know, they have to serve people when they come in, and so they expect a reasonable amount of care for their lodgings. So it's pretty nice. Yeah.
All right, that all said. I guess I'll be hitting the sack, unless Cece feels like she needs to kind of tend to Ver throughout the night.
Based on his condition and my knowledge of healing, could he theoretically make it through the night without needing to be supervised through the whole night?
Oh,
I mean, it's only a little bit of lost con.
probably.
If I was lower, maybe, but I only got down to 9, so.
I think if there is any kind of a fuss, you'd probably wake up to notice it.
Even if I was in another room?
Oh, I guess that's true. But he seems to have, good lodging and a good place to rest, so he should probably be fine over the night.
Okay. And to confirm from a just from an upkeep standpoint for everybody, everybody's at full health right now? Is that correct?
Yep.
As full as they can be.
As full as they can be. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Only 16 more down.
Only 16 more to go. So Cece will give a small shake to her head and say, I don't think I need to stay by his side tonight. Just come and get me if something's wrong. But he should be okay. It's just gonna be. She looks down at Bear, who's probably already gobbled his food and has passed out. He's like, I think he'll be fine.
Snoring quite heartily.
Yes. Happy full snore. We all know those snores. Yeah.
A couple coughs every now and again, but nothing too bad.
As long as he makes it through the night. Yeah, if you could just, if something happens, just come bang on my door, kick down the door, whatever you need to do. The door will be locked. I've learned my lesson. But yes, come get me if something is wrong.
I mean, are our rooms adjacent? Maybe I should just knock on the wall.
I guess, are they next door or are they across the hall? I'm not sure how this is set up. GM, can you answer that?
It would be across the hall, just due to the fact that it's like a evens odd structure.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alright, that said, I'm gonna shutter up the room, lock it, and hit the sack too.
Oh, before you do, as Cece's walking out, she's gonna turn around and say, "Oh, I need to go. If the person at the front are names, I'll be right back."
Oh, I had given him our names.
Oh. What name did you give them for me?
Your name? Should I not have?
Did you just give my first name?
I used your full name.
Okay, I'm sure it's no big deal. And with that, she will shut the door and hurry across the hall and shut her door and lock it.
Before you can shut the door, I throw the ring that you have to keep charged through the door opening. He's like, hold on, charge this, please. Good night.
Okay, clatter, 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 clatter. And they're like rolls into the room as she shuts the door.
Don't stand near any open windows.
Shut and locked. Now front door is locked.
Cece just flips a bed up against the window. It's like, no, not this time.
Crimson's under the bed.
He's actually an action hero with a long grizzled past.
All right, so as you all are sleeping for the night and there for much of the next day, I'd like to take a bit of a break.
Break time.
Bit of a pause.
Bit of a pause. All right, so be back at the hour mark. 15
Yeah.
minutes. Okay, cool. Be back on the hour.
right. There we go. As you all make it through the peaceful night, you awaken in the morning, not to, yes, ring recharge, not to sunlight again, but to a continued rain.
Artanis would be downstairs, waiting for Cece to wake up and wondering if Alistair will make an appearance.
They're still sleeping.
I undo my curtains. Despite being raining, well, two questions. How rainy is it, and what kind of time of day does it look like?
It looks like, I mean, it's dark because there are some thick rain clouds, but, you know, the sun is up enough that the town is illuminated. Going closer into winter, it's like autumn, probably, maybe at this point, like, 10-ish?
Okay. Alistair spends time, putting back on his jewelry, rings, make sure his jacket is dry, throws that back on. He's probably, he's late to go downstairs simply because of the rain. He's not really looking forward to the rain once more, so he's late a bit downstairs.
That makes sense.
Whether that puts them before or after CC, depending whatever CC does.
CC would be down early, for sure. Possibly inquiring if there's a pot she could borrow to boil some water, and even if it's not a super fancy cup, get at least 3 cups, and get some tea going.
Yeah, I think he'd have availability for that.
Might be a little nicer than the camping tools that she traditionally uses.
I think, a couple minutes go by. Alistair begins making his way downstairs, probably sees Artanis and Cece if she's setting up a teapot. And feigns a surprised look on his face, and says, well, if it isn't the Towers of Magnamar, fancy running into you here?
Yes, fancy that.
Oh, well met. How are you?
I've been better with all this rain about. And chuckling to the man, the innkeep, in a jokey tone, he says, if these are about, I might need to find myself within that Order of the Black Arrow you spoke about. Need to hire me some guards. Said in a jokey manner, not being serious.
Yeah. He'll like politely laugh along.
And Alistair Alistair turns back to the both of them and says, "So, truly, what are you doing in this quaint little town?"
Well, please, join us for some tea. I don't think Bear's gonna make it down, so you can have his cup and let's chat.
Ah, yes, your big friend. How are they? They were in quite an interesting sort last I saw you all. Well, to be fair, you were all in quite an interesting sort, leaving the Parliament building like that. Saying all this as he sits down.
Yeah, a lot happened. Artanis gonna look around and see if anyone's listening.
Oh, in the area, currently, no, not in the, like, lobby. I mean, you know, Seston is there, but, this isn't exactly a bed and breakfast type place, so you're kind of just out in the lobby.
Okay. Well, I kind of imagined that, like, after the initial, you know, reasonably audible greeting that the three of them could probably just be mumbling about something, like, in their own closed space, and Seston probably wouldn't be any the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Or should we whisper? I'll make stealth checks if necessary.
Well, you can see that Seston is, he does glance over every once in a while, and he seems to be, like, trying to solve a problem. He doesn't look like he's, like, about to ask for help or anything. He just kind of glances over and is working something out on his own.
Okay. All right. So he's kind of preoccupied. I guess I'll kind of whisper and clarifying questions. I think it'll be easier for me to operate if I don't know the full truth. So I believe Vera is a little out of commission for a little while, but I suppose the three of us should look around and see if there's anything we can help with. I know we need to keep an eye out for the remnants of Zanesha's acquaintances.
Yes, and speaking of, I do believe they're all holed up at Fort Rennick. There's an order, a group in town of soldiers, it sounds like. I've heard of them, an Order of the Black Arrow, who were from Magnamar. And they haven't been in town for quite some time, so they're either all dead or all under control at the fort.
Where exactly is this fort?
It's to the north of the town.
I see. All right. Do you think it'd be wise to visit the fort, or shall we investigate the town? I didn't see anything of interest yesterday.
Well, while it would put my own self at risk, I will say that they are quite interested in nobility from the letters that they have wrote between each other. That is certainly an in into the fort, if needed.
Well, it may be our best shot.
It's not like I'm entirely defenseless now.
Right. So shall we put priority on that and head towards the fort?
Bear still needs time to recover. So I don't know if you're storming the castle anytime soon, but it does need a bit of time.
Well,
We don't need to storm a castle, but simply
Yeah, I didn't intend to.
see what it looks
go on.
like.
Yeah. I don't aim to dip us into any sticky situations. I suppose the alternative is just staying around here and Turtleback Ferry proper and seeing if we can find out any other rumors, but it doesn't seem like a very happening town, so to speak.
Alistair is gonna get up and go to the innkeep and say, my good sir, I have a follow-up question from something from last night.
As you approach him and he notices, you see him cover up whatever he was writing hastily.
Could I have caught a glance?
You could certainly try. Why he might be doing that, you're unsure, but you can certainly try with the perception check.
Sure thing. Here is a perception check. 19.
19. Okay. Oh, a 19. Well, let's see how much he can hide. Okay, well, that was piss poor. Even though you weren't expecting to take a look at his work, he does cover it hastily and sloppily, and not all of it. And you probably aren't looking too hard as to not draw suspicion, but you do see his chicken scratch, and I'd like to whisper to you what you read.
I feel like it's been a hot minute since I got a whisper. Hey guys, what do you think I'm gonna get whispered to me?
Our
I don't know,
professional
man.
spy and background planning extraordinaire is finally getting his first whisper of the new town. Isn't he excited?
Oh, I am. I gotta start hiding in this guy's room. I'm playing pranks on party members. I gotta be in other NPCs' rooms, dude. I gotta be that spider in the corner of the room just hanging up in their web. God. If only I could be a spider. Is there a spider playable race? I'll play. I'll freak everyone out. Legitimately be Spider-Man. You think I'm Batman right now? I'll be Spider-Man. What type of tea was made Because Alistair definitely would have had a sip before getting up.
It is a fresh, let's say a fresh green tea with a hint of peppermint.
Ooh, peppermint's nice. What a refreshing drink.
Exactly. Perfect for the morning.
Perfect to get all up in your sinuses and wake you up.
Exactly.
Interesting. Very.
For my sake, would you repeat your question for him?
I don't think I ever finished it, so it's good.
Wonderful.
He would ask, yes, my good sir, I have a follow-up question from last night that was brought to mind when I awoke. You said that the this order, the Black Arrow, would occasionally be guard here alongside your town's guardsmen, and that they are in the fort to the north. Have you ever had? I know you said that you would have hosts to them here. Have you ever had fellow nobility in town, such as myself? Has anyone tried to hire out this order? When you spoke of them, it rang a bell in my head that I've heard of them before, and I was curious as how one would possibly become into contact with them should the need arise.
Oh, that is an interesting question. I don't believe anyone really hires the Black Arrow. We all know very well that they serve from Magnemar, and we are all very thankful for that. But they tend to stick to Fort Rannick and dealing with various monsters, keeping them away from us. But yes, I suppose nobility does come around here. For the various trading posts and shops, and we've also in recent years had an influx of people of nearly all walks of life. Not everyone can afford. Gambling at gambling at the late casino barge Paradise.
Well, that is quite an interest.
Well, it certainly was. I've had to deal with quite a few angry individuals when I told them that they wouldn't be able to spend their money anymore.
What happened?
What?
If you do not mind telling this story?
Well, a few weeks ago, the Paradise, while it was out on the water, you see, it is a floating gambling area. It unfortunately... It caught fire and it sunk to the bottom. Half of the inhabitants were natives from Turtleback Ferry. It's tough to deal with and difficult to have to re-explain to all of the people that come in to stay here in order to gamble there.
Well, that is very unfortunate to hear. I'm sorry for making you explain it once more.
It's not like you'll be the last.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can promise you that unlike most others of stature, and he kind of does like a side whisper, I don't find myself to be quite as if you'll excuse the language, that much of an asshole when it comes to money.
Uh-huh. I see.
Just because you have money doesn't mean you can't be kind. Isn't that right, my friends? And he turns around to Cece and Artanis.
I was gonna pretend that I didn't hear it, but I probably definitely totally heard all of that, so I'm just gonna nod. I don't know about Cece though.
I don't know if Cece would hear him, to be honest with you. If he was whispering about him being, generous with money. No.
He would have said it in a tone that you would have heard him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she would give a nod of agreement and hold up the cup of tea to him and say, yes, he is very kind and honestly really knows how to make sure people are taken care of in the best way that he can.
And when Cece says that, Alistair will tell a very abridged story of how, thanks to his money, it kept these two out of seeing the hells of Magnamar.
It's always nice to see a change of pace. Someone up top looking out for the little guys.
I agree, my friend. I agree. How far is this fort from this town? I know you said they don't really allow, or they don't really have anyone hire them out, but I'm curious to see what they're about anyways. While I'm in town for the week, I may as well make acquaintance with similar sorts, if you will.
Right, of course. Well, based on how the trail winds around, I'd say about 20 miles.
Alright, 20 miles north of Turtleback Ferry. Now, really funny question after all of that. I'm picturing he's like behind a counter, he has a little room. Is there a door behind him that looks like it leads to a bedroom? Or is it just simply like a counter?
Yeah, I'd say there is a room off to, not directly behind, but off to the side.
Okay.
And you do note, at least now, at the very least, that, because I'm only telling you now, that there is a bell on the counter. It's off to the side as Seston is present, but it would appear that that is there in case anyone needs him.
Lovely. Alistair will turn around. He probably still has the teacup in hand, and probably take another sip, and says, "So, we don't expect this rain to die down anytime soon, do we?" Asking the room, but more so looking towards Seston, because he's the native.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the pattern, he says from across the hall.
Oh, lovely. Well, I sure do hope the two of you like the rain. I can tell you I certainly don't.
It's a great excuse to be indoors.
Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, though, even beyond my workstation, I still have things I must do. Even if I am technically on vacation, a noble's job is never over. Always people to talk to, people to see, letters to write. And he takes like a deep sigh, which I feel like at least Artanis, with his 50 million perception, can tell is like a genuine sigh of, oh man, why did I get into this line?
Yeah. Just like an empathetic shrug.
Yeah. And then he sits back down and asks Cece and Artanis what their plans for the day are. And what they think should be done with this rainy day.
Do you have to tend to Bear's condition, or is it alright to leave his side?
I think it would be within best interest for me to stay here, just to keep an eye on Bear, make sure everything is going okay with his recovery process. He should be fine, but if you guys aren't going to go any further than exploring the town, I do think the better safe than sorry scenario is me staying here.
Alright. Well, if you actually are hiring us, then perhaps the two of us can walk around town and speak with people.
Is Seston still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paying attention to his scribbles once again.
Okay. Because I was thinking in both a serious tone towards Artanis and more a joking tone just to be heard from the room, Alistair would probably say something like, my friend, I've helped you once before, but I hope you don't excuse me in saying that when it comes to possibly protection, you would not be on the first of my mind to hire.
I mean, okay. But
Did you not say if I hired you?
yes, but that was going to be your alibi, right? I say whispering. Right. I can see that. So,
What's one
if
politician speaking with an old acquaintance that he happened to save from a lifetime of jail?
I mean, that's fair. All right. That said, perhaps we can take a stroll around, but maybe it would look a little less awkward if we had an umbrella or something.
Yes. Unfortunately, I did not think to bring one with me. I was not expecting rain. If I want to break the campaign, I should just keep talking about my background.
Does Sustin have like an umbrella rack?
It wouldn't appear that he has a umbrella stand. No.
All right. Well, the rain doesn't really bother me. But I suppose if you want to keep your suit nice and tidy, perhaps we can procure one relatively soon.
From behind the desk, Seston would say, I believe the general store would have parasols of some kind, if not just some weather wear.
Thank you, my good man. What direction to that store?
Off to the right, past the bottoms up.
Well then, off to the general store. And Alistair will once again kind of hold his jacket a little bit above his head.
All right, and we'll be off.
Cece will finish up her tea, clean up the little sitting area, and then start her way upstairs to pack up everything that is theirs, and then venture into Bear's room to make sure that he's okay. But she will drop off the borrowed kettle and probably cups to the gentleman at the front.
Me.
As CC kind of begins to go up the stairs, Alistair does turn around, probably halfway outside the door, and says, do me a favor, do tell the big man that I hope he gets better, and to make sure to stay out of trouble, if you wouldn't mind.
Wise words, will do.
And then out the door.
Okay.
Quest for an umbrella. The most
Rise of the Runelords!
The
Umbrella
most
quest.
dangerous of quests.
most
Find an
dangerous quest.
umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Rise of the Runelords subtitle. To find
Rise-
an umbrella.
Rise of the Umbrella Lords.
Rise of the Umbrella.
Lords.
Artanis is gonna wait.
You guys are trying so hard.
Artanis is gonna wait outside the general store while you procure a parasol. And he's gonna just keep an eye out on his surroundings.
how nice is the general store, unless you're frantically flipping pages to find out, in which case, I will ask that question again another time.
The Turtleback General Store is functional but unimaginative in its wares.
Oh, lovely. Very simple. Well, I will go in and see if they have an umbrella for sale. And if they do, purchase it.
Okay. Well, as you go in, you see a middle-aged woman, who welcomes you in.
I remember you said some non-humans were here when you were talking to Artanis. I know Alistair never noticed it, but is this person human or non-human? Or are they another?
She is human.
Alright.
Hello there, dear. What might you be looking for?
Hello. I'm hoping for something to keep me out of this rainy day. You wouldn't happen to have anything to help with that, would you?
That certainly makes sense. We do yes, for just for you then. This umbrella here costs 2 gold pieces. This is for all of the oiled cloth. It is much heavier. So don't think you're getting scammed. I know you rich folk like your parasols.
I was just about to ask, is she screwing me over?
I mean, you don't have to take my word for it.
Because I think I do want to have a roll be done. Because the way you said that, when she was like, look at you. I was like, oh, man, everyone's judging me because I have fancy clothes and they don't.
Okay, well, with your sense motive, you gather that, she is genuinely trying to, explain things to you because she thinks that all you rich city folk, don't need to deal with common materials. You can have a bunch of other people do the materials work for you.
Mm.
As far as scamming, her cost judgment seems pretty fair. If there are tells going on, you can't see them. She certainly seems to be more experienced, if nothing else, at lying. If there is anything going on. It seems fine.
Alistair will chuckle and say, I appreciate the thoughtfulness of this parasol here. Do you have anything a little bit less gaudier?
Well,
something that doesn't show off, if you will.
Well, I do have some thicker coats for sale. They're made with wool, and so even if they get wet, they can still keep you warm.
That sounds quite pleasant. Much nicer than... Well, this is nicely made. I do think a wool coat would...
Let's see if that actually... Let's just go there.
Very much trying to not buy into the, stereotypical nobleman.
Right. Okay. For the wool coat, and you can see it's not incredible looking, but it looks fine. It looks like you would imagine a coat would. This coat is a little bit heavier, but this will run you 8 gold pieces.
Now have to ask a meta question.
Mm-hmm.
You said it way heavier. How much will a wool coat weigh? Like, actually.
Oh,
in terms of
well,
weight.
In, like, reference to, like, commoner's clothes, not really that much more. It would be noticeable, but, like, it's 7 pounds, so it's not like, it's not gonna break your back, but it's more noticeable than just an outfit.
Gotcha. So its weight would be 7.
Yes.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to take the fucking umbrella. I feel like Alistair probably tries it on. He realizes that, wow, you weren't joking, this is very heavy. And then says, he probably sighs, realizing he's gonna have to take the fancy little parasol. And unfortunately, will pay for the parasol.
Okay. So that is 3 pounds for the umbrella. And 2 gold.
That I can do.
All right, and just before you get out to your information sniffing, do Cece and Ver have anything they'd like to discuss? Why don't we move over to them?
So at this point, have I recovered the 4 con?
At this point, because of your nice long rest, it would be cumulative of like 2 con, and then by nightfall it'll be the other 2.
Ah, okay. So I'm feeling a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So.
Knock on the door. There?
Come in.
You awake?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm feeling a little bit better.
Good. And Cece will open the door. And she's like, I know you're not one for tea, but I have some. Do you want some?
Sure.
Yeah, I will pour him a nice cup of tea and offer it to him and say, well, if you're out for a little walk, where Artanis got food for you last night. It's just across the way. Do you feel like going for a little walk?
Okay.
Alright, finish up your tea. Don't chug it!
He already drank it all.
Didn't even taste it. I'll just take the cup back. Put it back in my little bag.
It tasted like mint.
Healing.
Tastes like healing.
Yummy healing tea.
Yeah, let me go put this away. And then we'll go and get some breakfast.
All right.
In my room, I'd like to peek out the window and see if I can get kind of a general lay. Like, even though it's raining, is the foot traffic still pretty heavy, or does it look really light?
Yeah, well, I'm sure some of the residents are staying home more often, but, you know, work's gotta get done, and they deal with this rain in at the very least the wet season, so, yeah, there's plenty of people out.
Has it always been like this? Like, when it's wet season, has it always been like this?
Yeah.
Kind of sigh.
Not quite as grumbly, yeah, because, it's wet season, but, you know, this is a set of early winter rain, and people have noticed.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll just sigh a little bit and throw my little cloak on, throw my hood over my head, and then venture out to meet Vera in the hallway, and then take him across the road to the place where we got food.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you are met by the Heskers, as Artanis was before. And, while you do get some looks, the halflings are happy and welcoming.
Awesome. Yeah, so arriving at the bar, I'll say, hi, I'd like a order of breakfast for myself and my friend here, and I will gesture towards Ver. Just a great order would be wonderful if you can.
Ish.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Wonderful. We appreciate your hospitality. How much will that be for 2 meals?
Oh, for 2 meals, that'll be 6 silver pieces.
Okay. I will pull out 6 silver pieces. Pay the wonderful person. And find a table that's kind of like in a corner where I can see the whole room, and point it out and be like, let's go sit over there.
All right.
Okay, and as you sit down for your meal, for your late breakfast, and you two begin to make your trek for information, we shall yeah, sorry. Thoughts? We will see each other in 2 weeks' time.
14 days.
2 weeks.
2 weeks! Great game. Glad to be playing Rise of the Runelords again with everybody. This was a great session. And can't wait to play in 2 weeks. But for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube!
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube! Happy dungeon delving, everyone!